What's going on, everyone? Thank you for joining me once again on another episode on this channel. In today's episode, we have to talk about Dave Chappelle. He has a new comedy show on Netflix. It's called Sticks and Stones. Apparently, Sticks and Stones won't break his bones because in this comedy show, he is going all out. He's not holding anything back. He's offending everyone. And I love it. You know why? Because the SJWs are going crazy. They're going crazy because Dave Chappelle is offending them. And when I first heard about this show, I knew deep down inside that the SJWs would be in an uproar because Dave Chappelle, he is not holding back whatsoever. If you have any kind of SJW in you, you don't want to watch this show because it's not meant for you. Because he is meant to offend. And boy, do I love it. Dave Chappelle, he's really a throwback to old school comedy. I said it before that if Richard Pryor was alive today, Richard Pryor probably wouldn't be in comedy because he would offend everyone. Eddie Murphy, if he was doing stand-up today, he would offend everyone. Have you looked at Delirious with Eddie Murphy? He offends the LGBT community back then, 1983. I remember when Kevin Hart had his whole fiasco fall off from SJWs, didn't want him to host the Grammys or something because something that he said, and they wanted Eddie Murphy in his place. And I was thinking to myself, oh, these SJWs must have not seen Delirious because Eddie Murphy was offending everyone. And I love it. And in this Sticks and Stones stand-up, he's going all at it against SJWs. He really is. He's tackling everything from the Me Too movement, Michael Jackson, the trans people community. He is not holding back whatsoever. And of course, if you offend someone, in quotations, there has to be a push to get you removed from Netflix. And of course, SJWs, they want this show to be canceled. But of course, I don't think it will be. Because, you know, Netflix, they knew what they were getting into when they had Dave Chappelle do this show. Did they really think that they were going to get a PG-13, try not to offend me type of show? No. Have you seen the Chappelle show when it came out on, I think it was Comedy Central years ago? Dave Chappelle is super funny. He's an old school comedian. I remember one of the funniest skits ever was when he portrayed a black man that was blind, and I believe he was the Grand Wizard of the KKK. It was hilarious. No way in the world I think that skit would fly today with SJWs because they would just go crazy. Now, he touched on, the Michael Jackson thing. There's these two men that are accusing Michael Jackson now of sexually assaulting them, and we've been hearing these rumors for years and years, and apparently it's not holding up. And Chappelle said this. He said, quote, Michael Jackson's been dead for 10 years and this N-word got 2 new cases. I mean, he's just going all at it. I think he thinks that is all made up and everything. He touches on R. Kelly, that kind of thing. He also touches on the trans community, and he actually kind of blames them for his jokes on it. He said this about the trans community on Sticks and Stones. He says, they're so confusing. I think they need to take some responsibility for my jokes because I didn't come up with this idea on my own. This idea that a person can be born in the wrong body, they have to admit this expletive, hilarious predicament. So anytime I think today when you touch on something in the trans community, I think that's going to be very, very touchy-feely with a bunch of SJWs and people in the trans community. But I enjoy comedy. Comedy, old school comedy, is meant to offend. It's meant to make you laugh. It really, really is. So if he's making fun of me, and Dave Chappelle, he makes fun of everybody. He makes fun of white people, black people, gay people, straight people. It doesn't matter. He is trying to offend everyone. So everyone is fair game with Dave Chappelle. if you ask me, and I'm pretty sure he would tell you the exact same thing. But of course, you can't offend anyone today because words, they hurt so much. Everyone in the SJW community is offended by something. But here's the thing with SJWs. Let's say that you're in the trans community and you're offended by his joke on the trans people. They're offended by that, but yet they had no problem with Dave Chappelle saying anything about the Michael Jackson situation and the Me Too thing, you know? So it's the same way with that. You're only offended by certain things. You can't take a joke. Stand-up comedy is meant to do this kind of thing. If George Carlin was alive today, George Carlin made fun of everyone. He didn't care. And George Carlin was one of the best stand-up comedians of all time. He made fun of God. Just think of that. He made fun of God. I'll never forget that stand-up skit. It was super funny. Really, really funny. Was I offended? No. It was a joke. I can take a joke. That's the difference between me and SJWs. That's why I am not woke, not broke, and I do have those shirts, so you can check the link in the description. And that's why SJWs, you know, they get woke, they go broke. Same thing. So guys, what do you think of this? Dave Chappelle, are you offended by his new stand-up skit on Netflix? I'm not, and I want more of it. I really, really want more of it. I want more comedians to come out and do this thing. Let's make comedy funny again. Let's not do woke comedy. Comedy should not be woke, ever. But guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comments. If you're new here to the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me, and we will catch you on the next video. John Matrixx, out.